free in the evening, I will wake up. We're
We
live.
are live.
We're
Yes.
live. Let's keep the thing.
We're live.
We'll talk about this
Thanks,
in the
Gaurav.
evening.
Yeah, we'll
Yeah.
talk about it soon. Welcome back, everyone, to Farmers in Finance. My name is Rico, and I'm joined here today. Fortunately, thank you for coming again, Gaurav. I know how busy life gets, especially with all the
Yes.
festivities you guys
Yes.
get down there,
Yes.
over there.
Yeah.
So maybe you can give us a little bit of a summary too. Let us know what you've been up to. But
Man.
yeah, this time we are together. We're back. We're
Yes.
eager to teach some more techniques and how to manage your finances, not just for farmers, but for everyone out there that owns a business and is willing to learn and share too. Like we love how people can share with us their experiences and their learning, and it makes it easier for us to connect in a sense, and guess what, expand our network. So
Mm.
you want to tell us about something about your week, or should we get this show started?
Maybe just a little bit. It was a crazy week. A lot of traveling up in mountains. So there was some issue coming with the cafe. So sorted with that. Other than that, it's been busy week. It's a wedding season in India. So
Wedding
the
season, yeah.
Yeah, so unlike in Western culture, like you pick a date like weekend, you go there and boom, you get married. But in India, we look at the stars when they align the most auspicious, I will say, the moment. Okay,
Wow.
then
Yeah.
they say that this is a good time to get married. And unfortunately, there are only like 50 to 60 days in the whole year. So on a single day, we have like 100,000 marriages going at one time in one city.
What? Whoa.
Yes, so it's so huge. So
Yeah.
we have like billion of people. So they tend to have like 100,000 marriages for 550 days. It's pretty much doable, you know. It's not that difficult. So it's been a crazy wedding season. But yes, I missed the last one because of I was traveling at that time and I was not able to get on the call at the same time because on the same day I had to attend three functions for different marriages. One is haldi, one was the reception, then there was like just a get together. So in one day I have to travel to like three different places. Like whoa, it's like I'm not used to it now because in Canada it's simple. Saturday, Sunday, it's a holiday. Let's get married. But in
Yeah.
here, no, to take a holiday, get someone married. So yeah, that lately I've been busy with the marriages. Other than that, everything is awesome in India. We're getting some cold out there, no, but not that cold like British Columbia. And yes, that's from my side. How was your
Wow.
week?
That's amazing. Yeah, my week is busy with real estate and some financial advising for sure, helping out people and getting some policies in place. And it feels good
Awesome.
to be able to help out people and have them protected, for future and start the plan. Like it has to start. That's what feels good. It's like, okay, no worries. Yeah, like we were doing the financial analysis for the sprouts, and
Hmm.
like it kind of like relates in the sense that, hey, we're starting. Like, yeah, we might be telling you some bad news or something that you correct, and some people might take it like, oh shit, man, I'm doing bad. Like we're reprimanded, kind of like, father and mother used to reprimand us, but it's not that way. It's like it's actually understanding and seeing the problems so that in the future you can be like problem free, right? Or at
Yeah.
least stress free, right? That's why we're doing this, and I feel that gives me purpose. And having purpose during my week, it just makes me get up and go.
Get
So
and go. That's it.
so let's get started with this show. And this show is about actually networking, connecting with people, and making sure that everybody is on the same page.
Page.
Maybe, like I said the other week, I was like, maybe on the same book. at this point. So
Yeah.
this today's theme is all about your network feeds your net worth. Let's start with the quote of the day. So the quote of the
Hmm.
day is your network is your net worth, but only if your connections are aligned with your purpose. Um, yes, this one hits at home. I've read multiple books that say, like when entrepreneurs start from zero and then
Hmm.
they make all this money and achieve all this success, and then for whatever reason something happens, tragedy or loss or anything, and they lose everything, but at the same time they can pick up wherever they left off in some other city with no advice, no networks. That means like they know where to start. And I
Hmm.
believe the skills that they have is about networking. So for any business, I mean, they do it in real estate. They tell us a lot. Like all you need to do is talk to people, right? But
Hmm.
what what other businesses need to talk to people? I think pretty much everyone. Like you're looking at a restaurant, you need to talk to people. You know,
Yep.
you can have great products, but if you don't have a great network, your
Yeah.
business is not going to go anywhere, right? And and
Yep.
and specifically to farmers, guess what? We got farmers market where we talk to people. Like we got the CSA boxes. We have to talk to people either through marketing or advertising or anything, word to mouth. And that's what it's key. Like that's what I feel like is so important, is be able to reach out, connect with your tribe too. Like if people are not interested into having their own food or know where their food is coming from, they have that misconnection. Like that's another thing. When you go to the grocery store and you're picking up that fruit or vegetable, and you don't meet whoever has grown that food, you kind of are a little bit slightly disconnected, in a sense. But if you actually went to the farmers market and you're like, wow, I'm supporting a family. I am, like I met the kids, like this family has been in the legacy for years on. And I'm like, this is cool, right? Like there's a difference. And I feel, obviously I was a farmer, so I'm trying to advertise farmers, but I feel like if you have that kind of connections, life is a lot better, is stress free, and you have a relationship with your food and the people that are behind it, right? And
Yep.
then by word of mouth, you can, like you can spread it and support it even more. And in a world like this, we should have only abundance, right? What do you think, Gaurav?
Yep. Yes, connection is like that's what we say. How technically we share 99.9%. Hello, someone said hello, so I will say hello to them. Thank you so much for giving a hello. So 99%, 99.99% of our genes, they are connected with monkeys, but we are more social to them. They have a social network, but we are capable of more socializing in terms of like connecting with each other on emotions and so many other aspects. So yes, networking is the most important thing, especially nowadays in current, I'll say, current scenario, what's going on. And it's not about only, connection of a farmer and a consumer and realtor to a buyer or maybe someone who's purchasing it. But yes, definitely it is also about you know connection between one professional to the other professional. And OMG, sales is a contact sport. Yes, it's absolutely a contact sport. If you contact sport, that's a nice word, because if we see what we are doing is social media marketing. It is a way to connect with so many people. Like what we are doing, we are connecting with people. We are creating that network through our
Yeah.
knowledge. And basic thing about a purposeful networking is to have a right purpose to connect with someone. Like you go to church, they have a common purpose. They connect so well. But if you go like a farmers market, farmers connect with each other, but the people who go there, they have a purpose. Like they want to buy fresh vegetables from the people who are actually growing them directly, not through
Hmm.
any of the. So that is the purpose. So if you define your purpose well, you network, and once a lot of people network together, it's called community, and that's how you build that community. Like I network with you, then we network with 10 people, more people, and when all those people are connecting with each other, networking with each other, the whole uh, I will say the arrangement becomes a community. So yes, sales is also uh, a, it's a contact sport, like it's mentioned. Yes, it's a contact sport, but it becomes more purposeful when you have a clear purpose. It's more defined
Yes.
when you have a clear purpose.
Yeah, that's what the quote was talking about. It's if you are all in one, it's like when you said, "Oh, it's like it's spreading." I was picturing like a root system, like each node is a
How?
person, and we're all spreading into the soil, and we're
Yeah,
extracting that energy, and then the common purpose is to create this tree or this plant, and just
yeah,
make it flourish with all we have, like the tools, like the sunlight helps out. We have tools in financial services, like one of them we were showing here is the expert financial analysis, where we can determine what you need to do, and then we connect you with people like
hmm,
accountants, notaries, and we're going to talk about this throughout the show. Is like
yeah,
it's actually knowing the people that like we're not going to refer you to a notary that doesn't have the same purpose as we do, right?
hmm,
And
yeah,
so we're filtering that out for everybody, because we feel like if we put all our resources together, we can actually better this world. And that's what I talked about last week. I want to leave this world better than I found it, right? And so
hmm,
yeah,
yes,
so yeah, like it's so deep, and I love networking. I love reaching out and just understanding what other people's problems too, because I think if we can talk about your problems too. I was just reading today, one of my affirmation was like, whenever you have a problem, write it down and make it into a checklist, because once it's written down, you can actually visualize the solution.
yeah,
And then like always, Einstein always says, right, like you can't solve a problem that you came with the same mindset. So there has to be a little bit of a mindset shift to create the solution for that problem, because that problem started with that mindset that you have. And
yes.
what better solution than to network and having other mindsets behind you to find that solution, right?
To find that. Yes, that's like absolutely. There are two things to it. One, that's what my role model, one of my role models used to say, that you
Yeah.
write down the problem in detail, and then you read that problem again, you'll find 90% of the solution from the problem itself.
Right. Yeah.
So that's
Yeah.
one way.
Yeah. It's so helpful, right? To just visualize it, and then you can
Write
actually
it down.
break it down, write it down. Yeah.
And then as per why network is important, like giving help is easier, but asking for help is a tougher thing. And when you network a lot, and we will network with like right people with your mindset with the same purpose like we have, asking for help becomes so easy. And that's why we are on this on why that's why we are doing this podcast, so that people find it really easy to ask for help, because people don't network a lot nowadays because of their phones. They think they are connected with everyone, but that's how they are disconnecting you. Like they're in a house, there are five people, they are on the phone, they don't network with each other. Like no communication, no purpose, no networking. I think with
Mhm.
this podcast, we are able to reach out to maximum people and those who have been not able to network and have been able to ask for help, we're there to help you. So feel free to ask for help whenever and how, like, whatever problems you have, maybe personal, professional, or like something like that, we are here to hear you out, and definitely will help you out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, yeah, that's well said. Yeah, especially in this world where you can get caught in the bad news. I'm sure you're caught in like the wedding season, so everything is like fantastic, like this world is amazing, like because there's that energy, right? Like
Uh-huh.
you can transfer that energy to somebody else if you bring it, right? And then just be passionate, because yeah, we're gonna have some tough times, but again, if you have a shoulder to cry on, or somebody that you can just little support, right? Like it doesn't take much. A lot of people think like, oh, I got covered, I'm on the screen, but you don't have that personal relationship. It's like what our guest was saying, we're a contact sport, in a sense. Is like we need that contact. We need to see each other. Yeah, the videos is great, but we also need to shake hands and touch and hug, and we even kiss down in Italy. So,
Yeah.
okay, so should we get started here?
Yes, yes, let's
Uh,
start.
so last week we finished up on the life insurance on my solo description, and then we just started to get into debts and mortgages. This is one of the toughest conversations, because people, when they put it all down, they write down their problems, because that's in this society is sort of a problem. I mean, you
Hmm.
could put a spin to it, because with inflation and debt, you definitely cover your spread, because it diminishes. Debt diminishes with inflation, if that
Hmm.
makes any sense, right? For people. So you could put it as in a brighter light, but it's still a debt, right? It's still money that you owe. So when we were going through it, the first debt that is this the first one? Yeah, this is the
Yeah.
first one. It's the credit card. Obviously, everybody has a credit card and they're using it. And there is ways of using a credit card. There's nothing wrong with credit cards. It's just that you need to understand how they work, and you can have the cashback solutions that actually save you money in the long run if you use them properly. But that's probably another discussion and another podcast in itself, how to properly use debt. So this payment is revolving. Its payment frequency is monthly. The next payment date is on the 30th of this month. The interest rates, that's one thing that everybody knows. There is different interest rates for different credit card companies, but
Yeah.
usually they're around the 20-25%. And then their minimum payment. So this will just cover the debt load. So just the interest portion, it's 136 on $6,800 that they owe.
It's the
And
minimum payment.
yeah, that's the minimum payment. And what they're actually paying is $200 a month. So they're slowly edging it and
Mhm.
trying to make it come down. Second debt is a car loan. I'm sure everybody on this call has a car. And oh, we have another comment. As a car loan, and the payment frequency is monthly, and they started the loan in 2023, and they will pay the 20th of this month, and they have an interest rate of 7%. Term in years, it's 4 years term, so that's 48 months. Original amount was $12,000 for a car, and now they have an outstanding amount of 7,549. And then they have another car loan. This is probably was the truck. I think this was Jesse's truck, and this one is monthly as well, 5%, 60. This is 5-year term on a 6% rate, so it's lower interest rate but longer term. So the actual amount that you pay of interest is actually longer. even though it's a lower interest rate. But again, that's something we'll discuss later. The fixed payment amount is 350, and they still owe 18,212. And then we have a debt of cold storage system and irrigation. So this is the one we talked about earlier. And term is 6 years, 6% interest rates, meaning that's a 72 months term. And the original amount was 28,000 with $464 of payments monthly. They have brought down the debt to 13,690. And then obviously they're farmers, so they need a Kubota. Kubota is a very famous tractor. It's orange. If people know what it is, they'll see it. They'll start noticing it now, what Kubota is like. And then that interest rate is 7.5, so a little bit higher. The term is 7 years, so 84 months. The original price was $55,000, and they're on a fixed payment of $843, and now the outstanding balance on that is $22,000. They have a mortgage as well, and on their house. Their current value is at $725. They bought it for $520, and they're paying. Obviously, everybody knows you got to pay property tax, so that's $410. It doesn't have any condo fees because it's a home, single family, with land. And then now the current balance, they managed to get down to $420,000. And the next payment date, they already passed. Mortgage renewal is on 2028. Here we have a different mortgage system than the US or maybe anywhere else. I don't know what it's like in India for mortgages. What it's like in India for mortgages. Do you guys have terms and amortization? Is it the same?
No, we have fixed, like we have kind of fixed.
Oh, it's
We have
fixed?
kind
Kind of
of
like
fixed,
the
yeah.
States? Like the
It's
States?
it is fixed for your whole life.
Oh,
You can get it switched over. It can be taken over by other bank, so it can lower down. With the same bank, it never get renews, nothing like that. So our mortgages are like pretty much simple, not that complex. 25 years, 30 years, and
oh,
only thing in different in India is, let's say your property rate is 1 million, but your actual market value is only half a million. So another half million, it goes in cash, and then you are able to get a loan on a half a million only. So all the properties is just like how Indians save taxes. I'm saying it on a lie,
oh.
but that's how it's like they basically give in cash to the seller party, and
Yeah.
they're able to get a loan for like rest of the amount. And for that also, they do only like up till 70%, 75, not more than that.
Uh, nice.
Yes.
Well, I love that technique. Hey,
Yes.
did you on a side note, did you hear about the 50-year amortization that
Yes.
President?
Yes.
What do you
Trump.
think? What's your take on that?
So technically now you will never be out of debt while you're living. That's it. That's my take. You'll die with
That's
a debt. And that's what they want.
that's
That's what they want.
well summarized. Well
So
summarized. Like,
if you live by 82, you have to be 32 to buy a house to get rid of that. And normal age to buy a house right now in Canada has become 40 years. So if it becomes, then you have to live 90 years to pay off your 50 years mortgage, which is like we're talking like you have to be top 20% to live that longer. So I don't know. They
I
just
mean,
did, they
yeah, I
just
mean,
did what they wanted to do, like debt for your whole life. You're under debt for your whole life.
well,
No freedom.
yeah, yeah, that's what I said. Like, oh my God, we are needed more than ever. Like, can you imagine the interest payments on a 50-year mortgage? Like, yeah, it's like you said, and you don't even own the house for the
Yeah.
whole thing. Like, it's just like, what do they want? Do they want everybody to go renting? Because at that point it'll be cheaper to rent from people that own their houses. You don't have to pay the taxes, you don't have to pay the maintenance, like,
Nothing.
and then it's like, this is crazy because it actually could affect real estate in a sense that, oh, now everybody can afford it because they're all going to go into debt. So if yeah, exactly, it's
The
going to
prices
like
go even higher.
even higher, and then then you're
And that's
like,
what they're doing, like, to print more money. They want to make it accessible for everyone. And
yeah,
when you amortize it for 50 years, you actually reduce your, let's say you have a mortgage of around, let's say $4,000. So if you do it 50 years, it might come down to like $2,800 only.
yeah,
So people think of today, they don't think of tomorrow. They say, today I can afford it. Yes, why not? $2,800. Let's start it. So, which means that demand will increase because we just made it more affordable by giving you debt for a longer duration. That's it. They just want to generate more money. Like mortgage, you remember you said me, it is like signing your death sentence. So
it
you're
is
signing a
more.
sentence for 50 years now.
Yeah, like even the definition, right? Like it's mortgages. Like the French won't call it a mortgage. I know that because it means death gauge to them. So it's like, yeah, it's like until death, you're going to be paying a debt that, or you're going to pass it on. That's even
Yeah,
worse, right?
yeah. If you
And
don't do proper financial planning,
yeah,
most like your family will inherit debt for sure. And with Canada coming up with a bill that they will remove primary house exempted from the
yeah,
exempted capital gain taxes. So
capital
if it
gains.
years capital gain taxes, actually people will pay a lot of taxes on that one. And plus then you will have debt. Oh man. So
Yeah, it's
like
not.
this this particular movement actually calls for like people like us to be present with more vigilance, so we are able to help more people, because it is like high time that people start and taking things seriously, especially when it comes to finances, because the world is going in a very wrong way, very wrong
Right,
way.
right. Like we're. It feels like we're being herded
Mm.
by the elite, right? Like there's so many different levels of control that it feels like, oh, let's steer him this way, but 50 years, like you can afford your house now and be in debt for the rest of your life and pass on the debt to your kids. Who cares? Who
Yeah,
cares about them? Like enjoy this life. You only have this life. Get a big house, right? Like
yeah,
all this is going to be like advertising, and then I'm going to call it here, but pretty soon, because like I don't know if you guys are seeing in the AI world and the robotics, there is some impressive robots that are coming in the market and actually being produced that most of the jobs can be replaced already. It's
yeah. They
just
already
yeah, it's just a matter of time, right? And
just matter
so
of
if you take away the jobs, what's left, right? So in countries like Canada, they're proposing the universal basic income, right?
yes,
So where you're gonna get a check and gonna get to stay home, just like what they did with COVID during
yeah.
COVID. Right? Like that was testing grounds, but imagine what happens to like creativity and motivation and actually growth. Probably.
Hmm.
you
Yes,
know I
surely.
mean, we can be speculating. What do we know, right? We're just farmers in finance.
Yeah, we are financial farmers.
Right. No, I mean, I was just making it jokingly that we see it from the ground. Like we talked about it 2 weeks ago because you were there, and you actually mentioned that we based the inflation numbers at 2.5, but that's ridiculous. Like I don't know about you, but I think my salad doubled in the last 2 years. It didn't just go up by 2%. I'm not paying two cents more on the salad. I'm actually paying double.
Totally,
So um,
totally. Like people don't realize it, but there was like this year it has been bad. Costco saying that we are not bringing that much festive gifts because they have already predicted that people will not buy for because they can't afford it. The governor of the bank is saying that Canadians need to uh, decrease their quality of living to actually survive. So, like, the signals are not that great coming in.
no,
So,
no, definitely. And I shouldn't be laughing, but if you don't put a little bit of comedy to it,
it's
life can
already
be
a very serious topic.
really loony. Yeah, it's like,
People will never watch it.
yeah, exactly. So it's like, no, there is solutions. And I think like the topic of this podcast is this
Yes.
network. Start talking to people, call them, you know, hey, listen to their problems, share your problems, and everything will there is a solution. And then obviously like us, we're open to talking. Like we don't have an attachment, like obviously monetary compensation is good. Nobody's going to turn it away, but it's just so that we can create a better world where I can be like, hey, oh, I know a guy. He can help you, right? He can build
That's
a
it.
house, or he can
Yes.
help you with the tractor. I know a mechanic, like for example, this week. Yeah, I know a mechanic. I know. So if you start talking to people, then you're like, okay, this is a mental note, and you have the visual. You remember people too. If you
Yeah.
see them if you see them scrolling, right, like you see a cool video that this inspector did and stuff, yeah, you might remember it because he impressed you. But there's
Mm.
nothing more than, hey, an inspector just walked into my office and was like handing me the card, hey, I'm available, I gotta go, like that's it, that was a meeting. But it's like, oh, I now know that guy, I know where that card come from, right? So
Yeah.
that's what I'm promoting with this podcast. Let's start talking to people. Let's start connecting and raising awareness, because yeah, there's some tough times coming. There's no joke about it. We're already in a bad situation with debt, like what we're talking with Jesse and the Sprouts here. We are in debt, but there is solutions like we're going to show you. And not that you have to take them on, but at least consider them and have in your mind, don't lower your standard of living like the
No,
government is saying.
you don't have to do it. You just have to
You don't
smart.
have to do it.
You
That's
have to be
it.
smart. Yes.
It's time to act smart and use the tools out there, because obviously if AI is going to take over, or when it's going to take over with robots and everything, that's okay. Those are jobs that are not worth for the human mind. Man is able to do so much more, that we could have a better life with AI, like, and use that tool in your advantage, ask a question, learn it what you are with, like it's such a great tool, and I could rant about it on another show. So let's continue. How about that? Oh, we got another comment here. Beneficiaries also inherit the equity, not only the debt. Yes, that is true. But
Yeah,
that,
you
but
go ahead.
well, I was just gonna say, if your mother and father have a 50-year mortgage and they paid all their life and that's all they know, what is to say that the kids are gonna do it differently? Yeah, maybe so, maybe not. Are they going to learn about finances, or because mom and dad were taught finances a certain way, will that be propagated? We don't know, right? But let's at least make sure that more people know about how to manage their debt, and that's the goal. Pass on this live streams, pass them on. They're just recorded, they're on YouTube, they're on our podcast, they're on our website. Pass them on, learn about them, and come on the show and ask us questions, and then we can also discuss these comments as well, right? Like we promote commenting because it gives you an idea of how we interact, how we network. Oh,
Yes.
how easy that is.
And
So
very, it is said, it is very well said that they also inherit the equity, not only the debt, but there's a math behind it. So if they inherit that equity, and let's say the primary house have capital gain tax, they have to pay taxes on that equity. And let's assume if it increases too much, then the taxes are so high. In some of the cases, people have to sell their houses, and
yeah.
then you're left with the differential equity. There's nothing bad with it, but without a proper financial planning, it becomes a burden on a family, because nobody wants to give up their primary house for equity. Nobody buys a house to get the equity. They buy a house to live in it. So you can take up advantage of the equity, but if things go on a wrong way, like not no financial planning, debts are for longer, something happens too soon, and you will get capital gain taxes, you will get the debt, then you will have property taxes, and then you have to go through a lot of legal stuff to actually take benefit of that equity. So, not saying 30 years, 50 years good or bad, equity good or bad. In the end, what is the main thing? You should have a proper financial planning to actually inherit this equity and a house and pretty much everything what parents are building right now.
Hmm. Yeah, I agree 100%. Well put. So the notes that we made on our interview, they're already paying biweekly, so that accelerates the payment schedule, and it
Yeah.
gets a couple of years off your amortization, so you pay the loan faster.
Mhm.
The loan to value is around 58%, which is good. At least they don't own. They still have equity in their house that they could pass on to their children. um, we're gonna suggest in the future that they could leverage that equity and and fund the family banking system, uh,
Mhm.
and we can show that in the next episode. And then the mortgage renews in 2028, so even just paying a reduction of 5%, that could mean that the payments might get lower of 150 to 200, which can be redirected into the family banking system. So we're going to go and move on because these are points that we're going to talk in the future. And we're going to go to the financial situation of the sprouts. And we're going to look at the
Results.
results because we already went through um, okay, so applicants monthly. So we already reviewed this. So the income, Jesse's income is 8,000. Lana is 2,600. The Canada child tax is 550, and other places of income it was 250. So their total income is at 11,400. Our computer, our system puts everything together under one the budget side and the actual spending side. So having this, they have budgeted close to $5,000 for all the debts. That includes heating, hydro, telephone, satellite, internet, groceries, and all that. And they actually had an over budget spending of 5,300, which is a difference of $340 a month in the negative.
Mhm.
For health, for life and health, they are budgeting for medical care $180 a month, and they actually spend 190. Medicine $60, and the actual was 75. And life insurance, they have the policy that we spoke about earlier that was 95, so that was already budgeted because they know what their payments are. And so we only have a loss of $25 altogether. And these numbers are just because, you know, the Sprouts are a healthy family right now, right?
Yeah.
And in the future, these going to become higher expenses, right? And the income also, what we want to say too, what we say in every financial analysis is that your income, depending on the age where you start, like a 30-year-old income can go up, but on
Mm.
a 45-year-old, it's like it's starting to plateau, right? Like your level of power, energy, understanding is starting to plateau. So you're going to have the same income with higher inflation, higher expenses. So that needs to also be calculated in future expenses as well, right? So when we talked about today about the loans, when it comes to transportation, our family has a car loan payment of 535. They have to put insurance. That's pretty cheap for insurance nowadays. So that's $25 a month for registration and $345 for car insurance. And then we got gas at $650, repairs $200 a month, car wash 30, and car accessories $60. So that's they are having a loss from their actual budgeted to actual amounts of 140. So their total cost for the vehicle a month is $1,800. Their debts are sitting right now. Their debt payments. They have the credit card, like we spoke about. That's 200. They have the line of credit at 1,200, and then all the other debt put together, those are $1,307. So that's a total of $2,700 that pay a monthly. Their RSPs, their investments is pretty decent considering their debt level. And they're looking at RSPs at $250 a month. TFSA, if nobody knows what a TFSA is a savings account, 400. And then education contribution 300, where we talked about it already. They're in a loss because they're not putting enough money away for their kids' future. And the children are in school, so they need money, and their fees are $240 total. So they're losing $40 over the budget. These are, oh, we have another comment here. Yes, budgeting is the key. Where your money is going. Yeah. You can only save if you know where your money is going. And again, this comes down to writing down your problems, right? As soon as you write down a budget, you can see it, you can visualize it, and then you can just go, okay, whoa, I'm spending this much money, right? And that's why we're doing this. Like, I know it might become boring, and at times it's like, oh, I don't want to talk about it. You know, like, have you ever got somebody that doesn't want to talk about their budget because they're shy?
They are
Yeah.
afraid, man. Shy.
Yeah.
They're
Yeah.
afraid because they know that, oh, I'm spending way over than like this family.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Look at the
Yeah. It's like
summary.
you look at all the summaries, right? And then there's an entertainment section, and there's clothing, and there another 120. So the summary, it goes total spending $12,000, and their disposable balance, they're in the negative. So they're losing $622.67. So they're overspending a little bit compared to their budgets. And when they saw these numbers, again, they were like, uh-oh, we have a problem. And that's what we say. Like, everybody, like even the government, it's like,
Yes.
uh-oh, they have a problem. You know, they make up these budgets, but then they don't keep up to it. And then they should be the example, right?
Yeah.
But all of a sudden, you know,
They're
they're
always
like,
negative. All the governments across the
they're
globe are always in negative.
always in negative. And it's like, okay, so we're like making like future debts. and passing it on to the next party, to the next politicians, right? Like nobody's willing to like, okay, we got to stop. We got to, make this country the way it should be, right? So
And one more
you're,
thing, if you
yeah,
give if you saw a problem in there, can you go up? I want to show you something. Go up, go up, go up. Wait here. Go down on the investment side. Go down on investment. If you see, just right there. So they have a debt of $6,000 in their credit card payment, and they're giving out $200, and they're incurring interest of 20% every month. Okay. Now, what's bad here? They're making a contribution to TFS and RRSP. Okay, but they're not moving away their debts. What it means, normally a typical investment in Canada gives you return of 10%, but they're paying the interest double of this amount, which
mhm.
means even after investing, they're losing double the money. That's bad financial planning. It's like
Right. And we see it over and over, right? Like people want to
people
feel
don't realize
good.
it. People don't realize it. That's why we have
Mhm,
EFAs.
mhm.
People come to know about the harsh truth reality that, okay, hey, I'm investing, but you're under debt. Hey, I'm making money, but you're losing double the money. And
Yeah.
that's what make it like a clear mirror for yourself, that you look into it and then you're like, oh, okay, that's me who's making all these decisions, and this is a bad financial plan. Like this is one bad financial planning which is out daylight. So if anybody is in the similar situation, like having a debts, paying minimum payments for the credit card, and then saving up for their retirement, sorry guys, you're not doing the right thing. You need to get rid of the debt as soon as possible.
And they're already at $600 over budget, right? And where's
Yes.
that $600 going? Right? They have a line of credit, right?
Yeah.
Or the car, or I mean, they could get another loan, right? And feed it, but mainly it goes back to the credit card payments. So
Yeah.
when their actual is 200 that they actually put in there, their minimum payment is going to increase to where it becomes equal, and then now they're just like paying fully interest,
Yeah.
right?
They're just
And
being interest. Minimum payments are basically your interest. It never reduces your principal.
yeah, yeah. So it's a situation, and I believe this is goes with a lot of people out there, maybe like
Yeah.
90% of the people, or 80, let's be positive. But
Yeah.
and it's applied, like we are never taught any of this, and any of like how to manage. And also, like, going back to the goal of this podcast was about the networks, like we don't have like an accountant that can actually make sure that you're compliant, and that you're saving your taxes as well, right? Like you don't have a mentor that can actually give you like a strategy on how to put these tools in place that you can start saving. And you don't have like an understanding of what investments are like too. A lot of
Yeah.
people, when you ask them, oh, where do you go if I want to invest, they say, oh,
Mhm.
I'm going to my bank, I'm getting
Yeah.
it put into a GIC, man, I'm
GI.
getting 2.5% back.
And I'm
And
gonna
it's
retire.
like,
And I'm gonna
uh,
retire on this one.
yes, and we're gonna show you what that looks like with 2.5% back, right? Like it's just like and then as they are farmers too, like you can learn so much. I learned so much from other farmers that it was incredible. Like I learned how to milk my cows, I learned how to butcher chickens the fastest way. Like I learned how to butcher a pig. I learned, like how to make sausages and prosciutto, right? Like it's just like from other people teaching you, it's so important, right? Like, okay, yeah, I learned a lot of stuff from YouTube as well. But that's a form of
Network.
engagement, right? It's another network, which
Yes.
which I am definitely proud of it. But imagine if you saw like how to fix your truck on YouTube, and then you had a mechanic there and it showed you how to do it. Like you would just have it, banged, like you would
That's it.
know it. It would be in you. Now you can even spread it out and say, oh yeah, I'm going to make myself a YouTube video too for other people to understand how to fix the truck. Right. And it
Yes.
goes with everything, right? Like with
Yeah.
planting and, like
Financial
I was
plan.
big, yeah, and financial planning, right? Like, so
Yeah.
let's start the network. Unfortunately, we gotta stop here for today.
No
I
worries.
have a meeting that I have to go to.
No worries.
But it's been an awesome show. I think. I don't know. I'm kind of
Yes.
biased on this.
Yes.
It was
It
good
is.
to have you back. It
Yeah.
was good to have you
Thank you so
back, and like I love chatting, and thank you everybody for the questions and the
much. Yes.
statements that you put up there. Um, we love those and keep them coming because we like to be heard as well. Like it's always good to share, and like what this show was about networking. So for next week, we're gonna plan at the same time, right, Gareth?
Yeah.
You're
Same
able
time,
to
same place.
same time, same place. Well, not for you. You're traveling so much. It looks like it's the same place, but maybe you're like somewhere
No, I,
else.
I decided to stay in my home place for next 2 weeks. Like I got
Okay.
two offers already to travel, and like I declined them. Okay, no, it's too much traveling. I need to keep myself grounded and basically be at my home. So I will be at home for next 2 weeks for sure.
Okay. Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, if you have any questions about the show, you know how to reach out. If you're on YouTube, leave a comment. If you're on LinkedIn, leave a comment as well, or reach out to me or Gaurav if you have any questions, or if you want to get started on your own financial planning. We're more open and welcome to do it. It's all free. It's all free service. Take advantage if you're out there. And yeah, if you want to continue watching us, please subscribe to our channels. Be on LinkedIn, connect with us. Like we want to promote this, and if you know somebody that needs to know this knowledge or should watch the show, please. Thank you for spreading out the word. And until next week, we'll see you and we'll continue this on because this is a
Yeah.
very interesting and hot topic. Every day we learn something. I hope you learned. I learned for sure a lot. Any words of goodbyes there, Gareth?
I'll just say all the best for the day, for your meetings ahead, and thank you for having me on this podcast, and thank you for actually doing it consistently, because it takes a lot to be on consistent on certain things, and I think we are we are bringing that change what we used to talk at first we connected. So I see
Yeah.
things happening now, actually converted from thoughts to actions. And yes, to our people out there, don't be afraid of your situation. Don't run off. If you need some help, if you're not comfortable to talk with the parents, your spouse, about certain things, especially finances, if they're troubling you, feel free to shoot us a message and we'll help you for free of cost, because we think awareness is the key to happiness, and knowledge is one way to be aware about yourself and your finances, and we are there to help you.
Beautiful. We're
Okay.
farmers in finance. Until next week. See you guys. Thank you.
You take care. Bye bye.
Bye
Ciao.
bye.